Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Let's get back to Iraq. There's a lot of dust being kicked around. Hopefully it settles soon. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. As you are aware, if you hit the thumbs up button, it helps this channel get past all the YouTube algorithms that do its best to try to shadow ban us. If you are not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. Right now is a great time to be buying gold and silver. If you are considering buying gold and silver, then go check out our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link will be down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code PIMPY, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. So in the news recently, there were claims that people were bailing out on Sauder's alliance, some of the deputies. And the claim is that these people went to join the coordination framework. Now we're being told that's fake news. It says the sovereignty comments on the news of the division of its components and Al-Abbasi's visit to Iran and talks about a breakthrough. So the sovereignty alliance led by Khanjar denied on Tuesday talk of fragmentation and division of the coalition components and the withdrawal of some of its deputies and their joining the coordination framework. The representatives of the Progress Party, one of the pillars of the Sovereignty Alliance, Sabawi, told the news the Sovereignty Alliance is more cohesive than before, and it is not true what some are promoting about the division or fragmentation of the components of the alliance. On the contrary, all the data indicates a close breakthrough in the tense political scene, thanks to the innovation and efforts made by the active political forces, especially the movement led by Sovereignty, to bring divisions and orientations between alliances closer and end the state of obstruction. But a member of the Al-Fatah Alliance told the news more than 10 deputies from the Sovereignty Alliance withdrew from the latter and joined the coordination framework, explaining that any disintegration in the alliance to save homeland will inevitably affect the digital equation that changes greatly in the rules of the political equation controlling the Iraqi scene. He continued that the movement led by Al-Abbasi to resolve the differences and overcome challenges that want to disrupt everything in the country, as evidenced by his visit today to Erbil, where he discussed with the leaders of the Democratic Party, Barzani, a number of important files, including the situation in Sanjar and Zamr, and other matters of common interest. In regards to Al-Abbasi's visit to Iran, Sabawi went on to say, Al-Abbasi's visit to Tehran comes in response to an invitation made by Iran earlier, as the Iraqi parliament speaker will discuss with the Iranian counterparts file of common interest, and I do not think he will discuss any proposed solutions. A parliament speaker told the news Al-Abbasi will go into the Islamic Republic of Iran at the head of the parliamentary delegation on an official visit. Al-Abbasi accompanied the leader of the Sovereignty Coalition, arrived in Erbil, was received by Kurdish leader Barzani. So whatever's happening during this meeting, whatever's starting to happen within their coalition, it's enough to have Al-Abbasi and Barzani stress the importance of expediting the formation of the government. Yikes. It says right here that Parliament Speaker Al-Abbasi, with the head of the Kurdistan Democratic Party, Barzani, the speedy formation of a new government. The media of the House of the Speaker of the House representative said in a statement, a delegation from the Alliance of Sovereignty met with the president of the Kurdistan Democratic Party, Barzani, in Erbil. They went on to say that the delegation discussed the political situation and obstacles facing the political process in Iraq. So today, Barzani was entertaining a delegation from the Sovereignty Coalition, consisting of the leader of the coalition, Khanjar, and the Speaker of the Iraq Parliament, Al-Abbasi. A statement issued by Barzani's headquarters received by the news said that during the meeting, the political situation in Iraq and the obstacles and problems facing the political process in the country were shared. Yeah, I'm sure the fact that these exiles are coming back is weighing heavy on their minds and hearts, that's for sure. Now, here's the issue. Whatever's going on, ever since they made the announcement about the arrival of the exiles, Halabasi has been a little on the edge, if you get my drift. So check this out right here. It said Halabasi earlier in the day posted on Twitter his intentions to reconsider his entire participation in the political process in Iraq in view of the role of the outlawed armed men in the country, vowing to hold accountable all those who criminated against the people and the absence of his men. He killed his youth while they were demanding their rights, a clear reference to his opponents from amongst the Sunni leaders, who recently returned to the scene after settling the charges against them by the judiciary. Halabasi said in a tweet, "Political action is governed by principles and ethics, disregard for the security of citizens, and stirring up strife among the people for any reason cannot be classified as maneuvering or political pressure." He said, "Therefore, we will take serious and unitary positions in the entirely participation of the political process, given the control of the armed outlaws, their tampering with the security of the country and the people, and their continuous attempts to absent the state, weaken the law, and tamper with the social fabric, as it is not possible to build a state without justice and the right not to respect in it, and the right of the citizen is not respected in it." Halabasi said that sooner or later, all those who committed crimes against the people, looted the wealth, absented their fathers, killed and obstructed their youth, and others who were demanding their rights, and others were expelled from their homes, will be held accountable. And innocent people deposited instead of criminals were smuggled out of prison in broad daylight. Yeah, that's how you know things are corrupt. So the financial advisor for Al-Qademi is going to meet with the World Bank as well as the IMF. They're looking for interest-free loans over a 20-year time limit so they can start rebuilding the infrastructure. They're trying to get out of the trouble they got themselves in back when the coronavirus first came out in 2020. But as everybody knows, I'm not a big fan of the IMF nor the World Bank. They are globalists, meaning, sure, they might give you a loan that's interest-free, but there's always strings attached to it. Usually it's something along the lines of keep the inflation low, keep the exchange rate low. When Dr. Shabibi first entered into the Paris Agreement with the World Bank and the International Fund, Dr. Shabibi complained that the agreement that they had and his suggestions are great at lowering inflation, but terrible at allowing the Iraqi dinar to grow stronger so that it becomes a more powerful dollar. As a matter of fact, he wanted to walk out on a session, but he was talked back into the session. And as we all know, they entered into the Paris Agreement, and the exchange rate has been down ever since. You see, globalists love going into a country with a low exchange rate. This way, labor there is cheaper. So you can see right here, it says he stressed that the World Banks provide loans at 0% interest and a repayment period for more than 20 years. So that's what they're looking for. It says former ambassador of Iraq to the U.S., Rahim, political deadlock in Iraq will likely end with the bargain. Sadr's movement will keep his majority government and allow pro-Iranian Shiite parties to name the new prime minister, assure them status of their popular mobilization unit. So we hope not. I read an article the other day explaining to people the president of the Republic of Iraq, most of the time they get voted into office and they really don't do a whole lot besides kick back. The prime minister essentially runs the entire country. This is why the coordination framework wants their own prime minister in there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So there you have it, you guys. Look, we're still trying to get this government formed. There looks like there might be a compromise, and I'm sure, as a matter of fact, I'm more than sure that the return of the exiles is causing a lot of tension with Halabasi, considering they're both rivals. If that's the case, then that means that Halabasi does agree with the statement in the article that this exile leader is way more popular with his people than Halabasi is. So this could be trouble for Sadr and his movements. Let's hope that's not the case. I'm looking forward to them forming a government, hoping they do come up with something soon so that we can pass the budget and see where we stand from there. Anyways, that's it, you guys. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.